Jacob Zuma's MK party wants a full revote, but what does the law say? Astonishingly so, exceeding the predictions of almost all pundits and almost all polls. MK has landed up as the third largest party in our political system, taking home some 2.3 million votes, which is 14.6% of the total vote share. The MK party looks to take 58 MPs into the 7th Parliament. If the call was sincere, it would be ludicrously high risk for the MK party, since a revote might well galvanize people who didn't bother voting on 29th May to swarm the polls out of horror at the ascendance of the MK party. But the chances are overwhelmingly that the call is not sincere. Instead, it likely stems from two factors. The first is former President Jacob Zuma's beef with the IEC, since the body initially did not allow the registration of the MK party due to suspicions around the signatures it collected. The IEC subsequently announced that Zuma was not permitted to top the party list as a result of his criminal conviction, which was a stance subsequently upheld by the Constitutional Court. And as we know, most forcefully from the entire MK party project, Ubaba is not a man to abandon a grudge easily. The second explanation for the MK party's brinkmanship with the IEC is simply that chaos is the point. It is the first of what is certain to be the calling card of the MK party, attacks on institutions which are cornerstones of our democracy. Zuma and co need to sow suspicion about the IEC because it lays the ground for what is certain to come, an onslaught on other institutions like Parliament and the Constitutional Court. Since the day after the elections, the party has repeatedly called for a full rerun of the elections held on May 29th. In other words, a full national revote. It has never happened before, and apart from anything else, it would be financially ruinous for South Africa to rerun the elections. We literally can't afford it. Could a court order the IEC to rerun elections? Maybe. But the Electoral Act appears to contain no provision for an election do-over. Section 56 of the legislation says that if a serious irregularity is found to have happened at a particular voting station, those votes must be discarded. There's nothing there about re-voting. The law also says that an election may not be set aside, quote, because of a mistake in the conduct of that election or a failure to comply with this act, unless that mistake or failure, quote, materially affected the result of the election. The MK party has to date provided no evidence that this is the case.